Welcome everyone to Green Tea with Ashish. Thank you, Ganesh, for taking time out to introduce Flatheads to our audience. The vision or the brand of the company says an Indian brand for everyday sneakers. So how it's different from the sneakers we have been using till now, and how the product is differently placed in the market. So can you
Sure.
talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So I'll talk about a couple of lifestyle changes that have happened, over the past 5 years,
Sure.
which has led to the opportunity that we are talking about. So, number one, a lot of uh, urban workwear has moved to denims, right?
Right.
So it was formal first, then it became semi-formal, business casual, and now it's going straight into casual, right? So t-shirts and denims are the usual stuff that people wear.
Right.
And it's true for most of the urban workforce, right?
Right.
Except for probably consultants and bankers, the rest of them are pretty much wearing that.
Yes.
Second, people typically spend a lot of time in their shoes. So, you come to work, do your work stuff, but after work, you actually go out with your friends or colleagues or whoever, hang out, have
Yeah.
dinner and then go home, right? So typically you are in the same shoes for, 13, 14 hours, if
Right.
at least 12 hours for sure.
And
Um,
it gets uncomfortable as the time moves on, and like 4 5 hours you if you're wearing the same thing, it really gets uncomfortable. So I think,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So what we are saying is, uh, right now what people wear with denims to work are either comfortable performance shoes, which are actually sports shoes, but they look way too casual to be work appropriate, or people substitute semi-formal or slip-on leather shoes, which actually get very uncomfortable when you actually wear it for a long time, right?
Right. Right.
We are saying we see an opportunity here to build a very comfortable, airy, breathable, and stylish shoe which goes with your casual attire wardrobe.
Mhm.
Something that you can wear to work and you can wear to fun post work, right? So that is the positioning that we're taking. I can't think of another brand in India that is actually talking about this, right? There are a
Okay.
lot of sports brands which are talking athleisure and walking shoes. There are a
Hmm.
lot of leather brands who are talking, looking great in style with a
Right.
denim or a blazer, with a
Hmm.
suit or a blazer, but nobody's talking casual wear in the workplace, right? And that
Okay.
is probably a huge use case, at least in our opinion, to build a good, recognizable brand in the casual wear space. So that's what we're going after.
Who are your target audience? I just want to understand how different features of the product you have launched in the market.
Sure. So if you look at the flathead shoes, they are airy and
Okay.
breathable on top. So it is effectively a single layer uh, upper, knit upper, right? Extremely light, extremely flexible.
Okay.
It kind of fits like a sock, right? And the bottom is a sole which is very cushiony, and the insole as well gives you extra comfort. So it actually takes your weight, right?
Okay.
The difference between a casual all-day wear shoe that we are making and say a performance shoe, which is like a Nike running shoe or a gym shoe that you wear, uh, the difference is the performance shoes have a spring. What that means is when it actually has not just cushioning, it also pushes you back, right? There is a spring step. It aids you in the running process, right?
Right.
Uh, it springs back.
Hmm.
That feature actually is great when you're doing performance, when you're running, when you're jogging, when you're going to the gym. But when you wear it for everyday purposes, that actually leaves a sore heel of the foot, right at the end
Okay.
of the day. So there are specific things that need to be in casual wear shoes, that cushioning and breathability.
Hmm.
In the performance shoes, what needs to be there is a spring back, and it has a lot more technicalities in it. So, for example, Nike has the air bubble inside the sole, right? Again, that gives a lot of cushioning as well as spring back.
Right.
So there are a lot of technicalities in a performance shoe. Typically, it will have 7 layers,
Hmm.
which is over-engineered for a casual everyday wear, right?
Okay.
What we are saying is casual everyday wear needs fundamentally two things:
Hmm.
flexibility and breathability, and cushioning, right? And these are the two
Hmm.
things we're giving. So it is optimized for casual wear. Is it
Okay.
great for walking, yes, you can do a walk in it. Is it great for running? No, it is not, right?
Okay.
If you want to run, you should use a performance shoe. So that's the idea.
Performance. Okay. So, what are the different kind of shoes you have launched in the market, and what is the price segment you are targeting for those?
So we are in the premium category. So
Okay.
we have three styles.
Mm-hmm.
One is called the Oof, which is a very basic, closest to the formal looking kind of a shoe. One
Okay.
is called the Bronc, which is again casual wear that you can, you can wear to work and outside as well with your denims. And one is called the Kapow.
Mm-hmm.
That one is a little more stylish, mid-top sneaker kind of a feel, right?
Yeah.
So these are the three ranges that we have. It
Mm-hmm.
starts at 3,000, 3,500 and 4,000, three ranges.
Okay.
So our intent is to be in that 2,000 to 5,000 bracket, which is a premium shoe bracket, right?
Okay.
Our target audience is that urban workforce who typically spends 12, 13 hours in our shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It is also for folks who are using it as a casual wear on a daily basis, both on weekends as well as weekdays, right? So it's not like this is only a workwear shoe. It is good enough to be a casual shoe on the weekends as well.
Right. I heard that Shoplu's co-founder Miss Radhika has invested in Flatheads. Though I should ask this question from her, but what potential did she see, in Flatheads? And another thing which would come around while you are speaking this is, what is your vision for the company going down the line?
Sure. We worked together with Radhika, me and Utkarsh,
Okay.
founder, at Shopclues with the founders there for 2 years, a little more than 2 years. And the idea of creating brands on a digital e-commerce base was something that we learned when we were working there itself, right? We saw a lot of merchants creating these micro brands in the fashion space as well as home and kitchen space. And, they recognized it, which is why they launched Shopclues first. Sees the potential in creating brands in the fashion space straight in. The opportunity is there right now in India where you can actually target the customer digitally through social media as well as Google search and stuff, and also serve them digitally. So people can purchase the shoe and it can get delivered by third-party logistics partners. That entire ecosystem is set up. It's just a plug and play right now, right? So I can create the website on Shopify. I can plug in a third-party logistics player like a delivery, for example, and launch Pan India on day one and start doing marketing on Facebook. So that ecosystem is completely built out, right? It wasn't so 5 years ago. It is there now, right? That is the opportunity that she saw, and when we talked to her about it, she was very excited, and she believes in the whole fashion space. That is very close to her because she's from the background in fashion, so she recognizes this gap in the market for a good Indian brand with a personality, if you will, a brand personality in the shoe space, right? Second, I think the whole concept of me and Utkarsh, the dynamics that we worked with, she's seen at close quarters. Utkarsh and I know each other from college in '95, right? And we worked together for the last 10 years. So there is we get along very well together. There's a very good wavelength going through. He's a designer, right? So he comes with a lot of perspective of customer experience, customer understanding, right? Product design, experience design, that part. And I come from a business background, so I'm from the strategy, consulting, marketing, finance, P&L, that kind of a thing. So it's a very complementary skill set. So we work very well together. And she saw that work when we were at Shopclues together. So that is another thing that she was quite excited by. So which is why she came on board.
Another thing was we wanted to know what's there in the kitty for Flatheads 2-3 years down the line. What's your vision around the company? Like, where do you want to take it? What's the immediate goals which Flatheads are looking at?
Sure. So overall, as a vision, we are saying this space of everyday, casual, stylish plus comfortable wear is something that can actually become a $1 million business in the 8 to 10 years time frame, and that's what we are going to aim for. Eventually, we want to be recognized as an urban lifestyle brand, right? Something that you will go to 4 days in a week, right? As a default. So that is the space that we want to take. Right now, we have launched men's footwear. We are launching women's, within a year's time maybe. Uh, Eventually, we will start. We have offline. We have online now. We will start going offline as well as we grow beyond, say, a 70 crore, 100 crore number. So
Yeah.
all those channels will get opened up. We
Mhm.
might expand beyond shoes into other accessories and apparel as well. But that's
Mhm.
2-3 years down the line. Right now, the focus is building the core business, which is the everyday footwear space.
Okay. So, do you are you looking at a partnership model in this, or it's just be a complete brand around it? The Flatheads would be a complete brand around it for the class which works from 9 to 6. So, is it a complete brand setup differently, or you are looking for partnership? That's another question which I wanted to ask.
So, let me understand that question. When you say partnerships, do you mean partnerships in terms of
Part
channels that we want to grow? Or
Yes. So the channels like you want to push in the market. So multi these lifestyle and the shopper stops like these. So multi brand stores which are there in the market. So
yeah.
do you plan to go ahead and partner with them, or you want to? As you said that going ahead you will also target offline and you
Yeah.
will have a store set up. So this would be a model which you will target initially or
Yes.
something like that. Okay.
So
Uh,
we even now we are listed not only on our platform flatheads.in, but we are also on Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, right?
Right,
So the
right,
idea is to leverage the capabilities and demand that they bring in to
right,
build the brand. The brand identity, however, is built when customers actually recognize you as a footwear brand in your space as a category USP, right?
right,
That so the brand awareness will be built around our brand and it will not be built on platforms.
right,
Similarly, when we go offline, we will be in multi-brand stores. We will do a shop and shop in malls, for example, right? A lot of those strategies we will employ in terms of getting into channels that are already existing. Um, but yes, brand identity is built on your own, right? When organic
right,
traffic recognizes that you are a brand that is out there, and that organic search volume starts building, and
right.
people start seeing you as a brand, is when you are actually in the space, recognized in the space.
Right. And so you talked about the customers. So what are some customer testimonials which are, what are your customers speaking about, or, the people who have used this product, what are they saying about the product? How comfortable they are with this whole positioning which you have brought in the market?
Sure. Um, so the early feedback for us has been quite overwhelmingly, positive and encouraging.
Right.
Validating the hypothesis that we had that this is actually a gap, right?
Right.
Um, our first order, there was a person called Mahesh Muralidharan. He used to be one of the early employees in Uber India, right? Uh, he was waiting for something like this to come along in the market for a long time.
Okay.
It was a need that he had because his feet are it's a high arch foot, right? So he
Okay.
could not wear slip-on shoes,
Hmm.
and at the same time, the width of the foot was a little large. So a lot
Okay.
of the leather shoes have a very constricting thing. So
Right.
he used to
In the
feel
front.
wonderful in his shoes at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
since he was in the startup ecosystem, he used to spend a lot of time in the shoe, right? It
Right.
was a very painful experience for him on a daily basis. He, when he heard our proposition, he said, no matter what, I want to be order number one. So
Hmm.
eventually he was the first guy to order the shoes. We saw his reaction when he actually wore. We went and delivered it to him, and we wanted to see what his this thing was, reaction was. Um, Literally, there were tears of joy in his eyes, because the shoe actually, since it is flexible, it fits the high arch and the wide contours of your foot, right? It is
Yeah.
very flexible, and since then he has not stopped wearing that shoe. It's become a second skin for him, right?
Yeah.
It's been what 2 months now since he got his shoe. So that is the kind of feedback that we were hoping for, and that's the kind of feedback that we've been receiving since. A lot of people have, when they pick up the shoe, the fact that it is lighter than a glass of water, it's 325 grams for a pair, is something that immediately wows them. And when
Yeah.
you wear it and walk around, it almost feels like a sock. You forget that you're wearing a shoe a lot of times. So that comfort and the style quotient of saying, hey, these colors go very well with all the denims and khakis in my wardrobe. That is something that resonates very well.
Yeah.
And the style of the kapav actually turns a lot of heads as well.
Right.
People look at it and say, "Arey, ye kahan se aaya?" uh,
True.
so that is something that helps you build your uh, overall style quotient.
Yeah.
Even we notice at the workplace, people judge you by your attire, believe it
By
or not.
attire, by your shoes, and I think they have said it. I heard it somewhere that first thing that people look at is at your shoes, and they actually judge you by that. So good that we have something like this in the market, and something which is targeted just for the people who work for longer hours. A much needed product. Anything you would like to say or share with our audience? We would love to hear that.
Sure.
I think.
Just in terms of how we are looking at building the brand out, one of the shout outs that I would say is, we are positioning it as a shoe for the entrepreneur in you, right? Because you want to make a dent in the universe when you're out there every day. You're hustling, you're building your credibility, you're building your business,
Right.
and this is a shoe that stands by you when you're doing your everyday stuff. So definitely, if you get a chance, please take a look at our catalog, flatheads.in. Try out a pair. You will not be disappointed. We are actually doing a lot of on the ground road shows as well. So, in case somebody wants us to be in their workplace or neighborhood, would love to get a chance to come and interact with them and get them to try on their shoes as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ganesh, for taking time out, and we would love to have you again.